Hi, I'm Bob Schrupp, physical therapist.
Brad Heineck, physical
And
therapist.
together we are the most famous physical therapists on the internet.
In our opinion, of course, Bob.
Brad, today you're going to talk about how to adjust a chair.
Well, a wheelchair specifically, Bob, and I want to just talk about a few things that a lot of people may not have seen or observed, and they may have a chair that they can adjust and they don't even aware of it.
Okay.
So let's start with this chair, because this is one of those chairs that looks like your standard chair, but there's a few things on it that you may not be aware of. But first of all,
Are you going to talk about why you might want to adjust it?
yeah, if you have someone in a chair, actually this chair,
Fits you pretty well, doesn't
yeah,
it?
my feet are flat on the ground. I have a 90-degree bend here. I can put a few fingers under here, okay?
So he's not getting the cutoff underneath the thigh there.
Right, for example, if I say, geez, I want to put some cushions in here to raise this up, or
You got it
to get a little higher maybe, but then, look at my feet don't touch anymore, and my legs are hanging over, and it's putting a pressure point right here on the back of my knees, which happens to cut off or slows down this, what's a,
Circulation?
yeah, the circulation, Bob.
Yeah, it cuts
Yeah.
off the circulation.
Compromises the circulation, that was the
There
big
you go.
word I was looking for. Anyways, and you don't want to do that, particularly people in a wheelchair, oftentimes
Right.
they may be diabetic, and you want to have maximum circulation to their feet.
And a lot of people like to have their feet on the ground so they can propel themselves.
There you go, that's the other
And
reason.
it's going to be very difficult if your
Yeah.
chair is too high.
Yeah.
A lot of chairs are too high, especially once you put the cushions in.
Right, now I can get some good grip on
Yeah.
there. Wow.
All right, Brad, you're going to show how to adjust the chair?
Yeah, well, to get more height, you can just use cushions.
Right.
But sometimes when you get more cushions, you don't want more cushions because you have the proper cushion in there already. So what you'll want to do is look at the wheelchair, and if you're lucky, you're going to look at the front wheel here. Can you zoom down on this, Lonnie? And you're going to see some holes, extra holes in the caster wheel in the front. You're going to have to get some wrenches out. I'm not going to do this because it's pretty self-explanatory. You just take this axle out, just loosen this nut, pull it out, and you're going to drop this down either to the first hole or the hole down here, and that's going to raise the chair accordingly. Now,
Yeah, just as I grab another chair here, I see that this one also has the same thing.
Yep, sure enough.
So this one also you could raise the caster up.
Now, if you do that, that's going to raise the chair up. It's going to put the chair at an angle like this, so that's not good. So you need to look at the back. If they have that, they almost certainly have this, where there's going to be 2 or 3 holes for the back axle to go into the
And
chair.
this one has the same thing.
Yeah. Now this one, there isn't a lot of chairs that have the nice pull away where you don't need a wrench. A lot of them, you're gonna have to tip the chair over, get the wrenches out, and unbolt it, and then move it that way.
I think this one's that type.
Yeah, that one is. This is really a nice one. It's got some nice bearings in there. So, this
Believe it
is,
or not, sometimes people actually do want to tip back a little bit too.
Sure.
For positioning
Yeah.
of the chair.
there.
If someone has the tendency to want to slide forward in the chair, you know, when it's like this, and it's in the slide like this,
Yeah,
then you might want to raise it up a little bit like this, and that puts them back a little bit and,
Right.
and gives them a better angle for their back.
you bet. Particularly if they're pulling with their feet to propel themselves forward. And then usually these chairs will have this type of thing where you can get the armrest out of the way, which can be handy.
So Brad, you're saying about 50% of the chairs you see probably have that feature where they can adjust?
Yeah, it's kind of hard to say if it's 50% or not, but
I'm
You know,
guessing a lot of the newer chairs probably have them.
yeah, and they're usually, the basic plain Jane one probably doesn't, but if you have to spend a little bit more, they will have that option.
So you may want to keep that in mind when you're buying a chair or purchasing
Right.
a chair or getting a chair for somebody.
Now, the next thing is they have footrests on these chairs, and if it's an adjustable one like this, and this is my biggest pet peeve, Bob, I'll see someone be wheeling around and their knee is way up
Yeah.
like this, and they're uncomfortable, it's just
It
not.
puts a lot of pressure on your bottom.
Yeah, it does, yeah.
Because you're not spreading the forces out into the meaty thigh
You
there,
better
the
believe
heavy
it.
thigh where you
Mhm.
can, so.
So, like on this chair, this is really nice because it's all push button. You don't have to get the wrenches out, and you can adjust it. Now that's a little bit better, and I need to go longer yet for my
You
leg.
can go longer, or if you tend to have it a little lower,
Yeah,
watch lower, Brad. See, now he's actually getting close to where he's getting some,
right.
you know, it depends on the height of the the leg rest.
Right.
Whether or not, what kind of forces you're taking
Yeah.
there. If you need to have the foot up, because you're having swelling in the foot, then you are gonna have a longer leg rest.
Right, or in that case, what I do with total knees, I'll just fold that in
Yeah,
and then put it like that, so the elevation.
or we
back
put a
goes
pillow
there.
underneath it too, cause this can be a little hard on the
Yep,
calf there,
yep.
so.
So that's just a few features that people aren't aware of on some wheelchairs that you may have in your facility or at home that you're working with your family members. So I would say, Bob, if people are really smart, they're gonna subscribe to us. Why, Bob?
Cause it's gonna help you stay healthy, fit, pain-free. Is there something else?
Vibrant, Bob. We're gonna be
Vibrant.
vibrant and strong like bull.
All right, peace.